It's the 14th of April and it's that time of year where everything's starting to kick off, and we've been doing so much, but I've hardly filmed any of it, but it's all stuff you've seen me do before. But what we're going to do today, I'm just going to do a little bit of potting on in the greenhouse, show you what's going on in there. But the most exciting thing, which I'm really looking forward to doing, and to be honest, getting out of the way, is my asparagus crowns have arrived. My gimlin asparagus has arrived. So I'm going to be doing the asparagus bed today, which is something I've wanted to have, for as long as I've been growing stuff. But yeah, today's the day. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take you with me so you can shout at the screen and say that's not how we did ours. Okay, so let's have a go. Let's see if you can see me. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I think you can see me. I do appreciate this might be a strange angle. It certainly is for me because the tripod's taken up the whole of the centre of the greenhouse here. But to be honest, I wasn't going to do any filming tonight because it had gone very cold and very grey. But the sun's come out and it's just beautiful. So, and Rocky's all tied up. Stop it, Rocky, lie down. But yeah, so I thought I would. So what I've got here are my sunflower Velvet Queen. Oh, you see, I can't see if you can see. Velvet Queen, which I put in, I haven't got a date on. Always put your date on. And yeah, you can see they're going leggy. They've been sitting on the windowsill. Oh, for goodness sake, can you see that? Yeah. They've been sitting on the windowsill at home, and which is why they're all pointing that way. Even though you turn them, they will always point to the light. And they're getting really leggy now. So I am going to pop them up. This is just, what do you need to know about potting up? Compost, hole, dibby dib. If I get one of the really leggy ones for you, look at this. It really is quite leggy. It is getting, I don't know if you can see, it is getting its second lot of true leaves there. But the fact that it's really shooting up there means it's heading for the light. So it needs to go out here in the greenhouse. And what do you need to know? Try not to touch the stalk. Friendly spider there. Try not to touch the stalk, roots and leaves. Remember, the stalk is like a straw, and any damage to that will damage the goodness and the water going up from the soil. So if you break that straw in half, it's going to break the plant. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Firm the soil around it, paying careful attention not to damage the said straw. Put to one side and repeat for 6 million times, or however many sequence you've got to do. Okay, so you can get all sorts of fancy things for pricking out with, but yeah, I've had these for years. I know the plastic, the naughty plastic, but I think they were 25 pence. And they do come in, but you know, you can use a pencil, you can use your finger, you can use any darn thing you like as long as it works and creates a nice little nest for your nice little seedlings. There we go. What I'm not looking forward to, I'll show you these as well, is potting on the onions. What a tangled mess we weave. There they go. They look like a right motley crew, don't they? Anyway, they're going to have to take their chances. Some of them were so small, I think they've only just come up through the soil. They're barely out of nappies, and I've put them in a big pot, which is against all the rules. But there you go. Okay, little label at the top there, Velvet Queen. Off you go. The broad beans are ready to go out, but we're due for a few cold nights yet, so I don't want to put them out just yet, but let's just have a look. I'll show you. Look at that. That is desperate to go out. Poor, poor thing. But another couple of nights in the greenhouse. I mean, it is a cold greenhouse, so it's sort of hardening them off really. And it shouldn't do them too much harm, but yeah. Look at this one. I'm just picking them at random here just to show you. Oh, yes, 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 yes. He's looking forward to going in the soil. He's got a little treat to look forward to, but yeah. As soon as that weather looks like it's going to be okay at nights, they'll be going out. Here's the thing, riddle me this, right? This is our red currant, Laxton's #1. Absolutely beautiful. It came with really good roots. You saw me plant it. Yeah, it's taken really, really well. At the same time as the red currant, we got a blackcurrant. Can't remember the name of this one. Let's have a look. Oh, let's see. Big Ben. Well, Big Ben's not really doing very much. And to all intents and purposes, it looks like Big Ben's given up the ghost. But I don't know. I'm assuming he's doing the old scratch thing. Let's see if that actually smells of... doesn't smell of anything. I don't know if you can actually see. He did have the word buds. But when you did that, they just knocked off. Which makes me think, look, all the way down, which makes me think that he was starting to bud and the frost got to him. So what I want to know is, bearing in mind he was a very healthy specimen when he went in, and he's had exactly the treatment, the same treatment as his red currant friend, what's gone wrong? You know what, I'm actually going to try and snap this top off here. Oh no, it's still, it's not super healthy, but it's not completely dead either. So, yeah, what do you think? Frost damage? Will he return? Are we going to have to call Big Ben Dead Ben? I don't know, let me know. What do you think? This bit here, that is currently a mess. You see, you don't usually see this, do you? That is going to be the asparagus bed. So probably not now, because it's getting on a bit now and the sun's going down. And it's actually getting quite cold. A job for tomorrow is going to be clear all that out. I mean, if we take a quick look, let's have a look. It actually had some brassicas that we dumped in there. Oh, I mean, look. Actually, you know what? I don't know what that's been. It looks like, well, it's obviously been something that the birds have enjoyed. But that could be purple sprouting broccoli. I don't know. I'm sure we can eat it. We'll clear away what we can eat. But if you look, the majority is weeds. So it won't take too long. Things like this just pull out quite quickly. But yeah, so tomorrow we're going to get this ready and we're going to plant our asparagus ferns, which is something I've wanted to plant and grow for years. And I know we won't get anything for at least another year or 2 years even, but how brilliant that we're going to have the space to be able to have a decent crop of asparagus. But yeah, job for tomorrow. Ooh, okay. The bed's been hand weeded and I've just shuffled over it very quickly with the hoe. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to dig a trench in the centre. Warming up now. Right, okay, very, very ad hoc trench, as you can see. What I've got here, I've got some really, really well rotted manure. I said before, this bed has already had manure on it right over winter, and it's even had some seaweed. And you can see actually there's loads of little plastic bits in there as well. But because this is asparagus, because it's going to be a permanent bed, I'm going to give it a little bit more of a hand in the form of a little bit more manure that's been mixed with some 6X fertiliser, so it's hopefully going to have the best possible start. Oops, standing on the soil there. Go and take a look at these crowns. Okay, you ready for the spiders from Mars? These, oh hold on, you wouldn't think it when you buy asparagus in the shop. It looks so pretty and nice, doesn't it? It actually comes from one of these. Oh my goodness. It's like I'm going to have to put the box down. Look at that. It is like something from Alien, isn't it? That is your asparagus crown, and I'm assuming it's called a crown. I don't know, because you put it out like a crown. Is it because you harvest from is that the crown? I don't know. Anyway, clearly that's where your asparagus spears are going to come up from. So all of these are the roots, and I must say I'm really, really pleased with these. These are from a company called, I think they're called AA Asparagus. And I ordered it back in November, and I was getting a little bit worried that it hadn't arrived, but we got them last week, beautifully packaged in straw. And yeah, I think it's called Gimlin or Ginlim. I know it sounds like Gimli from Lord of the Rings. Anyway, it's one of those. So what I've got to do now is put these in there. You can see I've just covered the well-rotted manure. I've covered it with a tiny bit of the soil from the side, and what I'm going to do now is just spread these out and backfill to there, really. Backfill right to the crown. Okay, I've got 15, I've got to try and squeeze in there. Oh my goodness. I haven't made the trench wide enough either, but never mind. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Asparagus as far as the eye can see. Or at least we're hoping it's going to be as far as the eye can see. I've put them about a foot apart, and now I'm just going to shuffle the roots around, cover them up, give them a water, and cross my fingers. I can't tell you how happy that scratty little patch of soil makes me. Oh, roll on asparagus. And here's the very first bed that we built when we first took on the allotment. And really the main reason was I was going to be lifting a load of my herbs from the old allotment, and I wanted somewhere proper to put them. So anyway, it's been completely ignored over winter. But then I've cleaned it up, and surprise, surprise, had completely forgotten that I think they're tulips. They look like tulips, but I've obviously planted something in there. And the herbs are all coming back absolutely beautifully. Oh, and I've planted a whole load of calendula around there as well. So yeah, this will fill up. just a close look here. I'm not sure what I've planted there. They're not tulips. Be exciting to see what they are though. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is nice. When you think, when I got here before, it was really, really cold. I've got this weird thing that's, I think it's meant to go around your head, but I've had it around my neck trying to keep me warm, but nothing like a bit of gardening to warm you up. So yeah, that's where we are, mid-April. What haven't I shown you? What am I looking at now? We've got chard coming up, but that'll come out soon. Garlic's doing well, strawberries are doing well. The fruit trees are actually blossoming despite all the vigorous pruning. And yeah, the asparagus bed is in. I'm so thrilled with that. I love asparagus, and it is just one of those crops. I can never get over how expensive it is to buy. So what a luxury to be able to grow your own. Typical thing will be though, if this plot is renowned for asparagus beetle or anything like that. So do let me know if you've had any issues with asparagus and how you've got round them, because I'm hoping now that I've given it a nice little nest to sleep in, and it'll reward me by growing lovely little tender spears, whatever they might be called. Anyway, yeah, so that's in. Potting on is pretty much a daily thing now. It's still got loads of stuff I haven't sown, and most of that will be directly sown now, but I keep finding more seeds. There's sort of like, I don't know if you saw on my Facebook page, I put on that I had actually done, I organised myself and wrote, I think it's about 3 pages of seeds I was going to be growing, and with the variety and the date I was going to plant them and all this, that and the other. I've lost that. I have got it on screen, but I've got a paper copy somewhere. But then just when I had all that finalised, I found more seeds, and so I've had to keep adding on to the any extra column at the end. But anyway, what a lovely position to be in. Speaking of seeds, I wanted to show you this. Now, a few years ago for my birthday, one of my daughters bought me one of those things. I think they're called plant theatres. Are they called plant theatres? Basically, you get 3 seeds, or maybe 2 seeds of each variety, and 3 little pots, and you can grow them. And I think there was a maple and something else which we've lost. But this little pine, look at this. I'm going to show you. That is grown from a little seed. So, you know, I wouldn't have bought that from the garden centre if I'm honest. But the fact that it's grown from this teeny tiny seed, and I've just potted it on, and clearly it needs more soil around it. But, oh, from little tiny things, big things grow. But yeah, I know that, I think Paul and Richard, you've been sent seeds for a giant pine. So you might get one of those. In fact, yours will be like a triffid probably within, I don't know, a month. I've had that for about 3 or 4 years. I'm very pleased with it. Maybe it's a bonsai. Maybe it's a bonsai pine. I don't know. The other things, yes, I have just had a birthday. Seem to be having far too many. And I've also got, for my birthday this year, from the same daughter, I got an absolutely beautiful, I wish I'd brought it up with me, but I didn't, gardening journal that has got like little pockets for you to put your packets in. It's got bits for you to put photographs in, squared paper, top tips, all this sort of thing. And so I'll try and show you that next time. I think people are trying to tell me to be more organised, which I keep telling myself, but then I forget. So yeah, really nice things. And that's the thing, if people know you like gardening, you're always going to get gardening gifts, aren't you, for Christmas and birthdays, which is a great idea. So yeah, it's all been very nice. I really haven't got much more to tell you than that. I've done a seed list. I wanted to tell you about my journal. I've done my asparagus bed. Hope you're all okay. It is really, really feeling now things are going. Things are on the march, if you like. Whereas the last video I did a couple of weeks ago, I was worried about catching up and felt like I'd missed 3 weeks of the growing season. I feel like that's all in hand now. We've caught up absolutely fine. And yeah, just to sort of reassure anyone else who's feeling a bit poorly at the minute or isn't able to get out and do things they want to do, you know, there isn't a strict rule book. As you can see by the way I garden. Yeah, you know, some people will say there is an ideal way of doing things, but it isn't really an exact science. The most important thing is you follow a few basic rules and that you enjoy doing, because if you don't enjoy doing it, you know, why bother? Go and get a different hobby. But yeah, the allotment's really coming on. So enjoying it. We weren't here this time last year, so yeah, we haven't seen it in this stage, and I think the work that we put in over last autumn, after we first took it in with regard to the infrastructure, getting the paths and the beds and everything, it's really starting to pay off now. We've still got quite a lot to do. Hello plane. We've still got quite a lot to do, but yeah, it's starting to come together. I'm not going to witter on too much this time. I say that every time, I know, but hopefully I'm going to be making more videos now, sort of more regularly than once every 2 weeks, because there's just so much to do. So hopefully I'll be doing, people love me saying I should have been doing this for years, more yet shorter videos, just to try and keep you up to speed with what's going on. As I always say, there is a Facebook page if you want to go and have a little look at that. Usually every day, every couple of days, there's something on there about things that we've got up to at the allotment. And I've got an Instagram page as well, so you tend to just get a couple of words on that, but you'll get the odd photo. So there are sort of ways of keeping in touch, but yeah, I am going to try and do a few more videos. Okay, but I will go now. It's a quick one, hooray! And the sun's just blooming well coming out now, and stayed down here a bit longer now, but there we go, typical. I think it's going to get warmer towards Easter, so we're going to be okay. But have a lovely, lovely Easter break if you are having an Easter break. We've got Easter weekend coming up next weekend, which means that's an extra day in the garden if you're in the UK, because we get a bank holiday. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.